The Phoenician Scheme, Trains, Pains, and Upper-Class Feels. Wes Anderson and the Plight of the Well-to-Do. With each successive film, Wes Anderson falls deeper and deeper into the Schenectady-sized Rushmore diorama of his own making. Each film is less grounded in reality and feels more like the stage he set his characters upon in Rushmore. We are watching the directorial efforts of self-absorbed pseudo-genius Max Fisher.
Max Fisher? Come on, Dad, there's gonna be girls there. I'd rather die.
Pull your head out of your ass.
And with that unfortunate surmise, we present The Phoenician Scheme. Wes Anderson fans, sharpen your pointy sticks. Get your hate ready.
All that hate's gonna burn you up, kid.
Keeps me warm.
Just know I was a huge fan of this filmmaker from the start. Bottle Rocket and Rushmore are fantastic examples of what I believe this guy is still capable of, given the right script. The Phoenician Scheme's story centers on Zsa Zsa Corda. Okay, wait, time out. You don't get to name a character Zsa Zsa, unless they're gonna give us some Zsa Zsa.
Hello, darlings.
Or at least a zhuzh of Zsa Zsa. Some panache, style, flair, charisma. Not this droopy slab.
You know what? I'm the hero.
And Benny Del Toro is more than capable of providing it. Shame on you, Wes Anderson, for hiring this dynamic actor and making him perform with the repressive yoke of your current directing style. More on that later.
Believe that.
Zsa Zsa, I'm calling him Corda. Corda runs some big business concern and he's often the target of assassination attempts. We open with one resulting in a plane crash, in spite of the warnings from his pilot, played by Stephen Park, another great actor I first saw in Fargo.
Yeah, you could do a lot worse.
We later meet his daughter, played by Mia Threppleton, and a tutor, played by Michael Cera. Corda is putting together an industrial infrastructure project in the fictional country of Phoenicia, although the name refers to an ancient civilization. We follow him, Liesel, and Bjorn as he attempts to get his investors to take on more of the budget. Meanwhile, government agents try to stop him through various means, including driving up the price of building materials. Yes, the cinematic adventure you've been waiting for. Infrastructure budgeting, action-packed market manipulation. Who knows, maybe we'll get some quantitative easing in the third act. Haven't seen such a compelling plot since the embargoes and tariff debates of The Phantom Menace. Along the way, we have a budding romance, will they won't they, between Sarah and Triple Threat Threppleton, leading up to a showdown with a beard impersonating Doctor Strange. I like Benedict Cumberbatch. He brings some intensity to an otherwise inert Wes Anderson performance landscape. The film is also punctuated by Corda's dreams. These are some of the more interesting aspects of the film. Beautifully shot and compelling as far as dreams go, and dream sequences usually aren't that compelling.
Whoa, it must be a f***ing dream. There's a f***ing dwarf in it.
On the plus side, the production design, as one would typically expect from Wes Anderson, is excellent. Unique, creative, delightful. I would like to own some of this wardrobe and live on some of these sets. But we are way beyond the point of considering these movies. His films are no longer movies in the traditional narrative sense and are more like fashion shows that carry out a strong theme. Or narrative, for lack of a better term. Like the Under the Sea dance. I cannot classify his work in the same category as Thelma and Louise, Local Hero, Blue Collar, Blade Runner, Repo Man. He is not creating what Clint Eastwood, Lynn Ramsey, Spike Lee, or Stanley Kubrick, or Sean Baker produce. He's making fashion shows. And obviously he likes it. Good for him. Keep doing what makes you happy. But I'm not watching these anymore. I am not interested in fashion shows. I'm interested in movies, in films. And he started out making great ones. I wish he would go back to that, because when he has a script that's well written, he knocks it out of the park. Also on the plus side, there's a line of dialogue in this film that is great. Gotta give props where props is due. Corda has a line,
I don't need my human rights.
which, if a line could sum up the difference between regular people and the Davos elite, that would be the line to do it. That would be the whole movie right there. And I wish Wes Anderson made that the guiding light, the thematic North Star for the Phoenician Scheme. That could have been a great movie. Unfortunately, all we get is the line. Now, the acting. There is zero emotional connection to anything going on. Why do we watch movies in the first place? I mean, I applaud whenever a filmmaker tries to go beyond the tired old cliches that we're drowning in. I mean, am I hallucinating? Is anyone else seeing this?
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Who is watching this parade of stone-faced Egypts and enjoying it? It's a style. Or is it? Is it just a choice? It definitely evolved, or devolved, because he used to direct actors in movies where emotion was emoted.
That's inexcusable. That I don't forgive. What were you thinking?
You better watch it, Dignan. You don't know
threaten
what you're
me.
talking
Don't
about
threaten
right
me,
now.
man.
What is wrong with you?
You hurt my feelings. This night was important to me. Oh my God!
Now it's a parade of mannequins, and some people like this, I guess. I think because the blank expressions allow people to project onto them their feelings or expectations or desires. The actor's acting doesn't get in the way. I don't know. And it encourages or compels a sense that something greater is going on, which may be or may not be the case. Back to my point. Is it style or is it simply a choice? A style does evolve, but is it a style if it's a cop-out? A cop-out is a choice. Now, cop-out may sound harsh, so maybe not cop-out, but I don't want to take that term off the table, because maybe that's what it is. As the director, you know what the factors are that you're dealing with when you make a movie, and the performance of the actors is one of those factors. Over time now, almost every actor in his movies now is giving the same expressionless mask performance. The bandwidth of expression is zero. It's as if he's come to the conclusion that I don't have to direct or guide them through an emotional journey at all. In fact, I don't want to capture any emotion in camera. Blank expressions uber alles. So, too, it's not a style, but a dereliction in cinematic duty. He's not picking and choosing moments to punctuate or emphasize the feeling, as Kubrick did. It's everyone, everywhere, all the time. Problems.
Something that you don't like?
Yeah, I got a problem. I got a big problem.
My overall problems are the emotionless performance from the cast and the way in which Wes Anderson films have come to always unfold over the last 20 years now, heaping loads of exposition on the audience. We are not watching active characters make decisions, carrying out actions, and dealing with the consequences of those actions. Watching a story move forward. And the film writes thematic checks that its narrative cannot cash. It deals or doesn't deal with, suggests, introduces themes of parenting, putting work over family, corruption, and unaccountable centers of power. Any one of these would be a fantastic theme to build the story around. But parenting and family? The relationship between Corda and Liesel, these narrative threads and the way they turn out is unearned. And the corruption and unaccountable centers of power, real-world issues we are soaking in today, are dealt with and resolved in overly simplistic ways that must feel nice if you're not really interested in seeing the world change for the better. This is how you know it's an upper-class perspective on display in this film. Spoiler: the main character has paid for his sins by losing all his money. We have lost our way as a culture. We have lost our morality. There was a long-standing tradition in cinema of the villain getting his just desserts. You must pay for your crimes. And the hero we rooted for to bring the heel to justice. Now, a lot of movies and TV shows in recent memory have focused on the villain, or heel, or guy doing the bad stuff as our protagonist. And that's fine. I think there's interesting material to mine for compelling content. But he or she must pay for their crimes. A film like Nightcrawler is different in that we know the main character is up to no good. He's desperate and is not presented as a sympathetic hero. Unlike Corda. He's a big business tycoon, and naturally as such, employs shady tactics including but not limited to violence, bribery, and slavery. What about that? Tisk tisk? Boys will be boys? Well, upper-class boys will be boys. All others must pay the price.
I'm the bad guy?
That's right. Too bad you weren't a billionaire, dude. And this bizarro, quaint ending reinforces my point of Wes Anderson's films being these childishly simplistic Max Fisher scenarios concerning real-world adult themes and problems. Wes Anderson knows the Upper West Side Vanity Fair crowd's not going to find slavery cool, so he eases their conscience by having the ruthless tycoon just decide to use his fortune to pay the laborers and willingly submit to eke out a meager existence cooking and waiting tables. Wow. Talk about fantasy. I mean, nobody believes this, right? Right? This is fantasy for wealthy people to feel better about themselves.
Welcome to the future, brah.
After Royal Tannenbaums, Wes Anderson's co-writing relationship with Owen Wilson ended, and with it any semblance of cohesive, engaging, compelling narrative. His best work to this day was born from his collaborations with Owen Wilson on the script. I wish they would get back together, or at least let Wilson take a few passes at whatever you're doing next, Wes. It couldn't hurt. Because everything since Tannenbaums has been marred with excessive backstory and an over-reliance on shoveling exposition at the audience, which grounds to a standstill any forward momentum of your story. And yes, Screenwriting 101 students, I'm aware. Backstory is important to understanding your character. But there's a time and a place for it, and that time is brief, and that place is tiny. And by all means, write loads and loads of backstory in your character biographies. but spare the audience. Only provide what is necessary. The best stories do not rely on backstory. It is a major red flag if your story or screenplay relies heavily on it. You want to introduce your characters and their situation as quickly as possible. Get on to the action that they take and the resulting consequences of their actions. For example, in Breaking Bad, the only backstory we get on Walter White in the pilot is a shot of his Nobel Award for chemistry. Okay, so we know this guy is a genius at chemistry. All we needed to know. From that point on, the story moves forward. Actions and consequences. Diagnosis, ride along. Meet with Jesse and start cooking, hopefully resulting in
Change.
Wes Anderson's first 3 movies established him as a filmmaker to watch, and with good reason. He's talented, with a unique voice. But since then, he's fallen into the trap of many filmmakers where the script is not developed, and therefore the work suffers. I was told the best script you ever write will be the one that gets you into Hollywood. Because as an unknown, you have to beat out everyone else. But once you're in, you're now known. People will read you and take your calls. They'll give you the benefit of the doubt you wouldn't have received as an unknown, unproduced writer-filmmaker. And therefore, you don't have to work as hard on the script once you're in.
Okay, thanks.
Now, it may sound like I'm being mean-spirited, but I'm not. I'm frustrated, maybe a little greedy, because when a filmmaker that I'm a huge fan of starts to turn in subpar work, like Wes Anderson has done for a while now, it's a bum out. I'd rather have half the filmography, but that the films were better made. Now, this is the ending, so another spoiler warning. I will accept this film on the basis that it is a prequel for Delicatessen. It ends with Corda and his daughter running a small restaurant. Add one apocalypse, and they'll be cutting up the working-class guests to serve those with the money to buy the fresh meat. Just like the wealthy elite, whom Corda and his daughter know so well. Should you see this movie? If you like Wes Anderson from Grand Budapest Hotel onwards, you're probably going to like the Phoenician scheme. And your pointy stick is already covered in my red Crovy. If you never cared for Wes Anderson's work or lost interest after Royal Tannenbaums, then thank you for sticking around this long. And no, you probably should skip this one. You've seen this school play before.
I feel insulted just having seen it.
Thanks for clicking in, and Happy New Year.
We got a report from the Bronx. Some small-time clique ran into them. The orphans.
They're not on our network.
They subscribe anyway.